Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video today, we're talking about Final Fight. We have plenty of ways that we can play this classic. Now, Final Fight is a favorite arcade brawler of mine. I can still remember the first time I played it and I was blown away. Now, we have the arcade version, which is on the main screen, and on the right hand side, we've got three different versions. So on the top right, we've got the 30th anniversary edition, which lets you play 3 players. You can change colors. Then on the right, on the middle, we've got the Mega CD version, which is an excellent version. And at the bottom, there's a version, the SNES version, that I so loved as a kid, but honestly, it wasn't the strongest version out there. The sound was different and it played a little bit different. Plus, it had borders on top, at least my version did. So there are lots and lots of different ways of playing this. I once in a while like to jump in on the arcade version, put in 1 credit and see how far I can get. But guess what? There is another version in the making. We've covered it on the channel before, and there is a big update. And I personally think now, after playing all of these, all the videos that you're seeing I captured today, I really played a lot of Final Fight. And I have to say, the new version, Mega Drive, Final Fight MD, is my new favorite way of playing this, and I'll explain why as we go further in the video. So guys, before we go further, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. If you wish to support the channel further, I also have a Patreon set up. But yeah, let's go and check out the Mega Drive version of Final Fight. So here we have it, Final Fight MD, courtesy of Mauro Xavier, also known as MX Retro Dev. This is something they've been working on for some time, and guys, it is a banger. So you launch the game and you're presented with 2 options, arcade style or mega mode. Now I tried both. Arcade style is like you would think arcade style. Mega mode gives you an additional character, and it also gives you, well, at least from my gameplay, juggles. There's juggles in this now. So I'm going to do a little bit of Hagar play, but we are going to have a look at the new character. But guys, look how good this looks on the Mega Drive. It looks freaking amazing. It plays absolutely superb. And also, I don't know if you noticed at the beginning, but there were save slots. There's 3 save slots on here, so you can save your game, continue, save your high scores. It saves your stuff, at least as far as I can tell. I didn't really mess about with saving for this video, but I saw the slots there and I was like, wow, I can continue. And funnily enough, I had a save slot, so maybe something carried over from my last demo play, which was like roughly maybe a year or so ago. But this just feels absolutely fantastic going in as Hagar. It feels like you're playing with Hagar. And back in the day, like when I had the Super Nintendo version, this never came out for the Mega Drive, and it just feels absolutely superb on the Mega Drive. But let's have a look at some of the other modes and characters. So going into Mega Mode, there's an additional character, O.M.A.Hei, who appears in the later Final Fight games. And once playing Final Fight again, I always remember that was Street Fighter given birth after Final Fight. Surely it was. I remember playing Final Fight in the arcade, seeing that bonus stage where the car gets smashed. By the way, that bonus stage is in this version as well. And then later on seeing the same car bonus stage or a similar car bonus stage in Street Fighter. A lot of the characters in Final Fight, like O.M.A.Hei, she's in different Street Fighter games. The first time, well, was one of the Alpha games. I think it was Alpha 3. Then I remember seeing her in Capcom vs SNK 2. And more later, I think maybe was it Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 6. Sorry, I don't keep up with like the latest versions of Street Fighter. I buy them all because I am a fan. But then in the other Street Fighter games, you've got Cody in there. You've got Hagar in like the Marvel vs Capcom ones. You've got Guy in Street Fighter Alpha. So absolutely amazing. And over here, you can just let the fire do the work. That's what I recommend. You don't need to attack your enemies when you can barbecue them. Here's the bonus stage that I mentioned, and I do like that you can change the color of the outfits in this, so it's nice to see this. It's kind of like more like the 30th anniversary edition in that case. And this is the bonus stage I was talking about. I still remember the first time I saw this and the guy crying saying, "Oh, my car." Unfortunately, I was completely lame at this and I didn't smash the car, so the guy can still kind of drive it even though the windscreen is completely busted. And I didn't think how much fun I could actually have with this additional character. Now, I have tried this character in a version of Final Fight 1, or the first Final Fight. I think it was the Amiga version I tested a while ago, but I don't remember having it, or I don't remember that version, having the juggles that are available in this version, it makes it a lot more fun. I could only get a few hits off, but I imagine with more practice as you play, you really could be bouncing the enemies around. And who remembers that boss? And also I noticed in Mega Mode, he didn't do like the whistle. He didn't jump over to the right on the little subway seat and do the whistle. Either that or I just managed to stop him really well. So here's something many people will like. I just selected achievements, and Mauro has actually put a whole bunch of achievements in here. Now I know we can play the Final Fight games on some emulators and you have like retro achievements which you can unlock achievements with, but it's awesome to actually have this built into the game. So if you're playing this on a MiSTer FPGA like I am, well, you can unlock all this stuff, and this is one of the reasons I like this as the best version, because it gives me more incentive to play. I want to unlock these achievements, which means I just want to keep going back. And a testament again to why this is currently my favorite version of Final Fight. It's not even complete yet. Once it gets complete, it's going to be even more banging. But it's got like some different modes in there, including survival. Now, fair enough, I didn't do that well, but it just puts a new twist on this game. You know, when we get like modern fighters now, like Streets of Rage 4, sorry, not modern fighters, I mean modern beat 'em ups. Please don't start attacking me in the comments, I always get the terms wrong. But like Streets of Rage 4, one of the things that makes it more fun to revisit is stuff like the survival mode. This game has it. It's really cool, and I love the setting. It's on the bridge with the cars just constantly going. I wish if the roads were like that, because whenever I'm driving there seems to be traffic. So again, just a great way to enjoy this game. As well as survival, another mode that we have in here is time attack. So you get lots of different Andres jumping in at you. Oh, by the way, for survival and time attack, you can pick out 2 stages. So I chose the Andre one here, and I chose the bridge for the survival. So for time attack, the Andres, and you get lots of them in there. So if you're skillful at the game and you're really good at dodging, you understand the mechanics, you can probably get really far. I'm not that guy. I'm just the guy to show you this stuff here. Whatever you can think of a Final Fight, everything just seems to be here, including like going forward and being attacked by those barrels. Just be ready for it. I should have done a flying kick there. And remember that character there from the Street Fighter Alpha games? That's right, Sodom, and this is where he originated. If I'm wrong about this, then definitely let me know in the comments, but I remember seeing him here first and then later on in different Street Fighter games. So you've got Sodom here, the bosses are here, it is banging. Oh, one thing I noticed here as well, Maki, when she was picking stuff up, she can pick up the sword, but she can't pick up like the pipe. I was going to say half pipe, but that's for skateboarding, right? Absolutely banging, just what fun. And this boss here, the most annoying boss in the game. I mean, he kind of starts off okay, but then he just starts shooting you and it's so hard to dodge the bullets. If anyone knows Final Fight, well, tell me what to do, because I remember playing this in the arcade and always dying here, and I remember playing this on the SNES and always dying here as well. So what's the best way to dodge those bullets? I've tried doing a snake walk. Obviously there is a technique and I'm lacking it. If anyone's got any pointers on how to dodge the bullets, it does come later, but I want to spare you the gameplay there because you just see me get shot. And yeah, before we wrap up the video, let's talk a little bit more about this and the developer. So the developer, Mauro Xavier, he does have a Patreon, and in order to get access to this, you do need to join his Patreon. And after testing is done and the game is more stable and more complete, it will be released to the public for free. But if you do appreciate his work, consider supporting him over on Patreon. He's a family guy that does this in his spare time and he has expenses. So yeah, any Patreon contributions will go a long way. So new features and performance mode in this. So this update introduces a brand new feature called performance mode, also known as auto FPS. It can be used in both single player and 2-player modes. The purpose of this mode is to help the game run faster and feel smoother. In the old version, the game worked in 2 steps. First, it handled everything like the music, controls and screen updates. Then in the next step, it processed smaller background tasks. The game was locked at 30 frames per second or FPS, which sometimes made it feel slower during busy moments. The auto FPS mode is much smarter. Now the game can run at up to 60 FPS when possible and only drops down to 30 FPS if needed. This means gameplay looks smoother, feels faster and reacts better during action-heavy parts of the game. So during testing, Mauro tried switching off the frame rate limit completely. This made the gameplay at double speed. A bit like Street Fighter 2 Turbo, it worked fine when there was one player and up to 3 enemies on screen, but started to slow down when more enemies appeared. To fix this, Mauro decided the best approach was to keep the game at 60 FPS most of the time and only drop to 30 when the system needs extra time to process what's happening. There's one small issue that Mauro hasn't fully solved yet. When using a controller with a turbo button, the inputs can sometimes go out of sync in performance mode. This happens because the game's changing frame rate can cause button presses to be missed for a moment, which might stop an attack mid-action. Good news for players here, the new performance mode will be completely optional, so players can choose whether or not to use it. It's a great choice for anyone who notices slowdown in certain parts of the game. In testing, the mode worked smoothly in both 1-player and 2-player modes, with only a few small drops in frame rate. So guys, that kind of wraps it up for this video. I've got to say, every good brawler out there has an elevator in there, right? Can you think of one that doesn't? Most of them do. And by the way, that character there is Relento. I'm pretty sure that's his first appearance as well, and that guy ended up in the Street Fighter Alpha games, definitely in Capcom vs SNK 2. And if you ever played Street Fighter and you come against a good Relento player, you know how annoying that guy can be. So I'm going to end the video here, guys. Massive props to Mauro Xavier. Love the work that you do. The final fight you've made is amazing. I never thought it would replace the arcade version for me. Honestly, I did not even for a second. But once I started playing it, just like on the earlier versions, I love the survival mode. I love the time attack. I like that you put achievements in there because it makes me want to go back and play and unlock them. Yes, arcade will always be the arcade, but heck, this is just amazing on the Mega Drive. Just can't believe we are getting games as good as this. Anyway, guys, be freaking awesome to one another. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.